Hey everybody, welcome to the Ronline Report. Joining us today is, come on, you know who this guy is. It's the boss of mass, Jose Raymond. Yeah, buddy.
Mass, baby.
Those are some awesome shirts, you got to admit. Jose will be leaving for Kuwait in a couple hours, and he was very generous to grant me this interview before he has to pack and take off to Logan Airport. Wonderful, wonderful airport we have in Boston. So let's get moving here. I haven't talked to you since the Olympia, Jose. No. So, how did you rate the Olympia? I know a lot of people thought you really had second place locked down. You know, you've had a couple weeks now to digest it, look back at the photos and videos. What do you think?
You could make a valid argument for it.
Yeah.
But you could make an argument for me winning. So
true.
That ain't my job.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, I felt great. I did what I set out to do, which was to improve upon last year. And prove that, you know, I've been top 3 in the world 4 or 5 times now.
Yeah.
I've been second. And I've been the first call out 9 years straight. And that it's not a fluke. And that I belong there. And that I am one of the best at what I do. And that's all I wanted to prove. Whether I'm first, second, third, you know what I mean? That's all debatable.
Right.
And it's not my job to question the judges.
Right.
I don't even ask the judges because I don't need to. I look in the mirror. I've been in the game long enough. I can see who's who and what's what. And, you know, I thought I brought a great look. I was hard as nails.
Yeah.
My symmetry was good. My presentation was great. You know, there was not much more I could do.
Right.
You know, you love Flex Lewis's physique or you don't. You love my physique or you don't. And, you know, Ahmad as well. It is what it is, man. So I don't lose sleep over it.
Right.
I lost money, but I didn't lose any sleep.
Now, is it true? I was watching the judging, but I want to confirm this. Were you never actually next to Ahmad Ashkenani in the judging at any point?
Never.
Wow.
Never at any point.
You were always had Flex between you, right?
Right. Exactly.
So that's kind of hard to say. This guy's definitely second. This guy's definitely third if you don't have them right next to each other. But again, these guys have been judging shows for a long time, and we have to trust it. They have their process, and they know what they're doing, I guess.
Yeah, you know, again, that's why I say it's not for me to question it. You know, as a fan, I would want to see the two of us standing next to each other, you know?
Right.
But what am I going to say? I respect Steve Weinberger's word more than anyone in the industry.
Yeah.
Steve tells it like it is. And he would tell me, you know, it is what it is. And my only question is, like, if you didn't put us next to each other, that tells me it's pretty clear.
Yeah.
If it was pretty clear, why did I beat him at the night show? Yet he still won.
Wow, I did not know. I didn't know that you beat him at the night show.
Yeah, on the scorecards, I beat him.
Huh. So what did it come down to? Like a point or two?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. So I know that you did another show in Korea the weekend after, right?
Yeah. Same thing happened.
I
never stood next to Hadi Choopan.
Now, I heard it secondhand through friends of Flex that there was some that Hadi was so upset backstage that he was basically headbutting the wall, he shoved somebody. Is this true? Did you see this? Or was it kind of scary to see a fellow athlete act out like that?
He's pretty passionate, man. You know, I don't think he was meaning to physically assault anyone or anything like that.
Yeah.
He was in the throes of passion, of being, and he might have accidentally bumped someone. But
right.
Listen, it's kind of hard for us to fathom, but he's someone who's probably never lost a show in his life.
Yeah.
Never. Ever. You know what I mean? He's that good.
Yeah.
And he represents a country that lives on his every word, you know, and they're so passionate. You know, there was some of them were sending death threats to Flex and, you know, awful messages, and it's just something we can't fathom. You know?
mean, you have passionate fans that love you, but I don't think any of them have ever threatened Flex Lewis or anything.
No, man. It's really weird. He was a really nice guy, and he was very honored to be on stage with us. And, you know, he's a bodybuilding fan. He was really excited to take photos with us and be part of the whole crew. And, You know, he was a good kid.
Yeah.
But like I said, he was very passionate and emotional, and I don't think he's ever lost a show.
Wow.
And I think he felt like he let down his team, his country, his, you know.
Well, I think you have that more over there where they're really representing, you know, their whole country and their fans and basically a nation. Whereas, you know, you guys are more like freelancers. Once you're pros, you're on your own.
Exactly.
He still feels like he's representing Iran, Persia, his people. So yeah,
and he was.
All right, let's move on from that. I asked for some questions from the board, and we got some good ones. So I'm going to throw them at you. Out of respect to my good friend and your good friend Evan Senapani, let's let him go first. Evan says, "Here are a couple questions for my pal. Both Jose and Tito grew up in New England. Both have been around bodybuilding for a long time. With Tito now living on the West Coast, I'd imagine Jose has a fairly strong sense of what modern bodybuilding culture is like on both coasts. Do you see a large difference in the two cultures, and have either scenes changed significantly over the years?"
Yes. First of all, I do see, and I always saw a difference. You know, when my brother first moved out there,
yeah,
everyone, when I'd go visit, would be like, "Oh my God, your brother's an animal. He trains like a beast," and he did. And you know, to me, it was just everyday shit. That's what we did.
Right.
We either did it like that or we didn't do it at all. And as I got to know people, and I would get to go out there and train with him and train with Mike O'Hearn, and my brother would always surround himself with people that worked hard, just like him. You know, like Mike. Mike leaves it all on the floor in the gym.
Yeah.
And my brother's the same way. And that's kind of the East Coast mentality, you know, where, you know, we're blue collar type of people. We got to get up in the middle of January with 2 feet of snow.
Oh, it's coming. It's coming.
Yeah, we got to shovel our ass out and get to work. And that's the way it is. And it just forces you to have to work a little harder. And I think, you know, he brought that to LA with him. And it's not very common out there. There's not too many people. They get a little lackadaisical, and you know, that's the first thing. And I mean, and it's no secret. Everyone knows that. You know, I always say if Shawn Ray trained the way I train, he would have won an Olympia by now. If he had the same work ethic. You know, I was talking to Chris about it the other night. He's like, "Oh, it's all relative," you know.
Yeah.
And you know, because I'm sure Shawn thinks he works really hard. And I'm sure I think I work really hard. But I would love to have him train with me every day for 16 weeks.
Have you ever trained with him?
Mm-mm.
No.
And it's more than the training. It's, you know, it's the training, the eating, the cardio, the work, you know, these guys, a lot of them will train and then go to bed. Eat and then go to bed.
Wow.
Eat again and then go to bed. You know, I got to get up and work. I got to go to work. I got to do shit around the house, work on my new house, you know, it's nonstop. I got a guy with me right now filming like a day in the life.
Oh,
he's like, "Dude," he's like, "I can't believe you flew from Olympia to Korea to come home, keep prepping for a show, go to work, train people, go back to your house, do work on your house." And I just hit the wall. When I sleep, I sleep.
Yeah. And
then I keep going. So yeah, that's the basic gist of it between East Coast and West Coast. And there's no coincidence that some of the best legs ever in the sport come from Boston.
Yeah.
Come from East Coast, New England, Jay Cutler, Paul DeMeo, you know, even myself in the 212s, you know, that kid Steve Cantone, my good friend, had some of the craziest wheels. Derek Farnsworth, you know.
Yeah.
Legs are the hardest body part to train. So there's no coincidence that, you know, that's how it is.
Yeah.
Okay. And I saw Evan's question. The reason I didn't go with him was because I had just gotten out of college. I had a lot of student loans, and I needed to focus on making money to pay back my student loans. I couldn't afford to move to LA and hope to start making money. My brother didn't make a nickel until about a year and a half into it.
Wow.
And now he's doing great,
yeah.
You know, 20 years later. But it was, it was tough going, and I had work lined up immediately, so that's why I never went. And you know, I love it here. I love the snow. I love the seasons, and I'm locked in.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't picture you living out there. I really couldn't.
No, it's just not me. You know, I'm a real dude, so I say it like it is. I can't pretend to be something I'm not. You know.
Yeah. All right, it's more. A guy named Damien308. This is something you used to do. I don't know if you do anymore because of the Arnold Classic being where it is in the year now. Once the contest is over, does Jose take a break from the eating schedule? Are you still eating every 3 to 4 hours, or just eating whenever you feel like it?
Usually I'll take a few weeks and do whatever the hell I want to do, and then I'll start my prep again for the Arnold or the Olympia. This year, I'm probably 99% sure I'm not going to do the Arnold because, you know, I'm getting up there. I have other priorities.
Yep.
You know, and one is having a child
Oh,
trying to go in that direction. So after these shows are done this year, I'm going to shut everything down and move in that direction and try to, you know, work on getting my wife pregnant and move in that direction. And
enjoy.
You know, if for some reason I can do it before Christmas, then maybe I'll pull out a quick one and get ready for the Arnold. Notice that pun was intended.
Pull out.
But
no, he's doing the Arnold.
No,
yeah, you are.
No, I'm not.
Oh.
You're gonna be pregnant by Christmas.
That would mean theoretically this time next year you could have a newborn baby in the house.
No, that means that he can't do the Olympia either because I'll be due then.
Not a problem.
Think.
No, she just thinks too much. Right. Next question.
Next question. Yeah, these are all very. Same guy asked, when traveling overseas and competing, once you land, is getting a first meal in your priority? And then I'll ask the second part. And when you travel in the USA, do you bring meals with you or just cook them once you get to your room?
So,
well, let's take Kuwait. You're leaving in a few hours. So how are you going to work all this? This is a long-ass flight.
So I have just enough food to get me through the flight. And then when we land, Rami's picking me up at the airport with all my meals, all my food.
Nice.
I already talked to him, and he had me put in the order of what I need. And he's like, I'll be at the airport, and I'll have everything nice and fresh for you.
Cool.
So, you know, luckily, I've been around long enough that I know enough people that wherever I'm traveling, I usually have the opportunity to have food situation lined up.
Awesome.
And if it's within the United States, I always freeze my food the night before so it will make it to the destination, like Vegas for the Olympia. I pack like, you know, 10 chicken breasts, 10 pieces of fish, and 10 packs of tuna, and I'll freeze the chicken and fish. And that's enough to usually get me through a few days when I'm in Vegas, and then, you know, I'll get food as I need it while I'm there. And what was the other one? That was it.
That was it.
Okay.
Any hobbies outside of bodybuilding?
Well, you know what I'm finding I'm really good at is home design and
really?
And you know, yeah. My contractor's like, dude, you have impeccable taste. Like everything I've picked out, everything I've come up with, he's like, this is unbelievable. It looks incredible.
Minus the bathroom.
Minus my wife's big fat mouth. That's why she can't do interviews. So,
how much are you doing to this place? I didn't ask.
Everything.
Wow.
You can imagine. I bought the house and gutted it to the studs.
Ooh, wow.
And so there's new electrical, new plumbing, new floors, new windows, new roof, new everything. I'm not defensive. You speak too much. You got to learn to stay in your lane.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord. Okay. I better get to another question.
Yes.
Oh, hobbies. So that would be your hobby. You don't do fly fishing?
Yeah, I don't golf. I don't go to the shooting range. I don't do nonsense, you know. I like to do what I do.
Good enough. Do you have any plans to do an open show again? Was asked from Big Mike Cox.
I would love to. There's a possibility. My wife is doing the Ferrigno in 7 weeks.
Yep.
And obviously I'm going to be there.
Right.
And by the time I get back from Kuwait, it's going to be 6 weeks away.
Right.
So what's another 6 weeks? Maybe I will. We'll see. I'll talk to Chris about it.
Okay.
Because there's a 6'2" black guy, weighs about 288 pounds.
Who's that?
Doing that show too, which would be so fun if I could ever get a call out next to him.
Who's that? Rashid?
Cedric.
Oh, Cedric.
Yeah.
He had to be
Can you imagine that?
Okay.
So that would be fun, just for fun, you know. I know I hate to say I'm competing for fun. I always want to win.
Right.
But, you know, when it comes to an open show, it would be more to prove that I can stand next to anyone, you know. And hold my own.
You only did one open show and you got second place.
Right.
So clearly you can hold your own.
Exactly.
And I mean, the guy that beat you, he won the Open Arnold Brazil earlier in the season.
Exactly.
So you guys you're not all as different as 212 and Open. You're really not as different as some people like to make it seem like you are.
Right.
And look at Bonac.
Exactly.
Bonac's kicking ass right now.
Yep. Number 2 in the world, arguably.
Yeah. And everyone's saying, Flex Lewis wouldn't make top 5 in the Olympia. He's too short. He's this, he's that, whatever. Anyway. Well, the next question kind of is very similar to that. A guy named Jizzle. Yeah, Jizzle. He says, in terms of pure physique and not so much placing in shows, do you think you would be able to bring an even better package at a higher body weight than 212? Do you think you'd look better at 220, 225, 230 than you do at 212?
No.
No.
No. I mean, I could be bigger, but I'm so short and stuffed into this physique as it is. If I got much bigger, I don't think it would help my physique. So
yeah,
maybe I could be more impressive looking in person, but for a stage quality physique, I need to be sucked out.
Yeah.
And the truth is, I'm not even 212 when I'm at my best. I'm more like 205, 206.
Yeah.
I might look 220, but that's the whole point. In order for me to have a tight waist and a vacuum, I have to be severely dehydrated, no food in me at all.
Yeah.
And I look bigger.
Right.
You know, in Korea, I would be very surprised if I was more than 205 on stage.
Yo, Giles was telling me, you could probably confirm or deny this, that Flex Lewis says he's never even been 212 on stage.
No way.
And everyone says by the time he carbs up, after weigh-ins, he carbs up, he's probably like 225 on stage.
Well, at the Olympia, he might be close, you know.
Yeah.
Because he does have 3 days.
Right.
And I say this with all confidence. If you weigh us in before we walk out on stage, and it's a true 212-pound competition, we will have a new champion. Okay, I love him to death. But he needs to be every bit of 212 or more to have that look that he has when he's super impressive.
Right.
Because he's a good 3 inches taller than me.
Yeah.
So if we're close in weight, in the same condition, I'm going to look 10 to 15 pounds heavier.
Well, you know, you've never had an issue with like going flat, where it seems that's a real recurring problem for him over the years.
Right.
So yeah, when he's flat, he doesn't have that pop at all. It's, you know, I'd even go so far as to say, in terms of peaking 100%, the last few times I've seen you versus the last times I've seen Lewis, you've actually nailed your peak better than he has for whatever reason.
Yeah. Well, that just goes to tell you how good the kid is. You know, how good his physique is, that he can win and not be 100%.
Yeah.
You know, he's that good. So, sucks for me.
What's this? What else did he want to know? Reasons so many pros. I get the same guy wants to know, why do you think so many guys are inconsistent? Which is what we were just talking about. Why are so many guys hit or miss? Sometimes they look good. Sometimes they're washed out or flat or both. Why aren't guys more consistent like they used to be?
I don't think people take it as seriously as they could or should. You know, I take it like my life depends on it. You know, I know I'm one of the best. I know I can be the best if I just get the right opportunity, and I show up 100%. I have no other option but to try to show up my best.
Yeah.
Some of these guys are like, I'm not beating Phil anyway. I'm not beating Rami anyway. Why the hell am I suffering? Why am I killing? I'll show up good. And they don't truly put in the work. They don't put the time in that they need to. A lot of these guys could be so much better than they are. And they're just, you know. And then when the going gets tough, and it gets really, you know, you're exhausted, and they're like, fuck this. I ain't beating Phil anyway. You know, what do I care?
Oh, man.
Most of these people aren't doing what they should do to be the best.
Right.
And, you know, I still believe, whether I'm delusional or not, that I can be the best. So I put everything into it every time and try to be the best.
Yeah.
Because there's still that little thing in my head that believes that I can be.
I don't understand why everybody wouldn't be that way, because there's only going to be one winner, and only one guy gets the biggest paycheck. It's not a team sport. Why would you even dream of slacking in any way? I never got that. Next question. Same guy. My goodness, Jizzle. How many questions are you going to ask? As a seasoned veteran in the game, what in the world of bodybuilding do you find to be the aspect that has changed the most over your career?
Obviously, social media. It has made everyone a superstar.
Yes.
It has made everyone think that they're... It's so funny. I watch some of these YouTube channels, and they're like, I'm the end-all, be-all. My opinion, I was talking to Phil, and I was talking to Phil's wife. You were not talking to them. I'm good friends with Phil. You met him once, you know?
Yeah.
And everyone's a superstar. Everyone's got the inside track, and it's a riot. Everyone thinks there's something. So they're not, you know, instead of working hard like Dorian Yates, being the shadow, going in the basement and just pounding away, and then coming out and showing an unbelievable physique, people spend too much time worrying about what everyone else is thinking. And I got to film this. I got to get this set, you know?
Yeah.
It's so bizarre to me, you know, and I'm part of the problem because I have a million videos and always showing what I'm doing, you know, because that's part of social media. That's part of marketing. I don't have the opportunities that we used to have, like just do well at a show and you get a sponsorship.
Right,
Prove that you're one of the best and you'll get a sponsorship. No, I got to be post this fucking access code or discount code, and I don't even know how to do half the shit, you know?
Oh, man. But, you know, legitimately, you know, the argument's also been made that if anyone has the right to be posting videos and pictures and updates and that, it's legitimate pros who have accomplished things in the sport. So if anybody should be posting every day on social media, it's someone like you versus some 20-year-old kid that's been lifting for 6 months and he thinks he's an expert and he has 1 million followers for some reason because he's got cool hair or something. I don't know.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I agree with that, but it is what it is.
That's what it is. Sandpig. I know you know Sandpig. Alan, I believe, is his real name.
Love this guy.
I want to know if Jose can play defense. The Patriots need help.
No.
No?
I'm too short. I get burnt.
What did you play in college? What position?
I was a running back.
Okay, there you go. Don Flex said, if you weren't a pro bodybuilder, what would you be doing right now?
Well, that goes back to football. I'd be a retired football player.
Okay.
I have no idea, man. I would probably have still been involved in something physical, you know.
Yeah.
Probably doing what I'm doing, you know, training people or you know, owning a gym or something, or
yeah.
It's hard to say. I don't even want to think of. I love my life.
Yeah. I always found that question odd. Like, how would I know what the hell I'd be doing if I wasn't doing that?
Exactly. Yeah, porn star.
Paul K. Hey, we all dream of that, but you know. Paul K.
Maybe.
What's been the favorite country you visited for work purposes? Ever?
Maybe New Zealand.
Really?
So beautiful, man, and unbelievable. My wife and I got to tour the whole place, and oh man, it was just beautiful. And we had so much fun, and the people are so friendly, and Yeah, I would probably say New Zealand.
Okay. So is Kuwait? This is your first visit to Kuwait?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you going to be staying with Rami or staying near the oxygen gym or anything? What's on the schedule for you?
I'm not sure. As I told you, I'm bringing my boy Todd with me, who's documenting everything.
Yeah.
So, Rami invited me to stay with him, but I don't know, since I'm with Todd. I know he got Todd's food too, so.
Oh, wow. That's a good guy.
Regardless, I know that Rami's house is like a minute from the gym.
Yeah.
And there's also apartments that are right next to the gym.
Right.
So we'll be all in one basic area. So I'm not worried. I know they're going to take good care of us.
Oh, of course. So are you looking forward to catching a workout at that place? This is the most famous gym in the world now.
Oh, without a doubt.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
I mean, it looks like the size of a shopping mall when I've seen pictures and videos of it.
And yeah, I can't wait to train and eat some of that anabolic chicken and get a massage and experience the whole area. They have everything. I mean, they have massage therapists. I'm going to get a massage right away.
Probably get a pedicure while you're at it.
Yeah, whatever it takes.
I'm sure they got all that shit in that gym.
Yeah.
So we're looking at a pretty decent lineup. We got yourself, we got Ahmad, Hadi, Sean Clarita, Ronnie Raquel, Ricardo Correa, Milan Sadek. I gotta say that Bader Boudet got a lineup that's probably second only to the Olympia. This is actually maybe even a better lineup than this recent Arnold 212 had earlier in the year. You've been competing against all these guys this year at one point or another already. But what are you looking forward to about the show the most? Just the fact
I'm looking forward to improving.
Okay.
When I compete like this, one after the other,
yeah,
I always get better. I always get better at something. My presentation will be better. My posing is better. My vacuum is better. My conditioning is better. So I just look forward to improving and bringing my best. And life goes by quick. And we don't have too many opportunities to look like this.
Right.
So I'm taking it seriously, and I want to look nuts. I want people to see me and go, what the fuck is wrong with him? And have these photos forever, have these memories forever, and win.
Yeah.
And win. I want to win. I haven't won a show in a long time.
That's true. Yeah.
It's been a couple of years now, and I'm used to winning, man.
I mean, if you could pull off a win against Ahmad in his own country and Hadi, who just beat you in Korea, I think that would be, one of the big stories of the year.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, that's part of being a veteran is I know my game, and I know I can get better. I know I get better. Every time we go from the Olympia to Korea, that gap between me and Flex gets closer and closer and closer.
Yeah.
And who knows? I don't know if Ahmad can peak twice in a month. I don't know if Hadi can do it twice in 2 weeks.
Right.
I know I can. So, they better be ready. Whoever comes better be ready, because I know I will be. And I am not talking shit. It's proof every year I do it. I do multiple shows. I'm always ready, and I get better as I go. So I'm excited to do it.
It's not talking shit if you actually do back it up. So,
exactly.
And you always do.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, I know you got a very, very long trip ahead of you, all you guys. I wish you very, very safe travels. I hope you bring back a win all the way from Kuwait to Boston.
Yeah.
Or wherever you're living now, Peabody. I don't know.
Yeah.
So I appreciate you taking the time so close to taking off for your trip to talk to me, Jose.
All right, brother.
Everybody here wishes you the best of luck. Go over there and have a great time.
Thank you so much. Thanks for all the questions, and we'll do a follow-up when I get back.
All right. For the Ronline Report, it's been Ron Harris with the Boston Mass, Jose Raymond.